Hello everybody, it is Wednesday evening and that means that we have another Nail Talk Live e-workshop waiting just for you. Just for you that's now watching, or of course everybody that's going to watch the rewatch. Well, tonight we have a hybrid nail for you. A hybrid nail composed of many of the great magnetic nail design products. And my trainer this evening is José de Vroet. And I've known José personally for over 20 years. And she started as a magnetic trainer roughly 11, 12 years ago. But before that time, José already was a trainer in my company. And before that time, we actually worked together as trainers. So tonight is going to be a great and fun evening. Of course, I also have a Dharma talk for you. And Wendy is going to talk about the composition of the natural nail plate. What is the natural nail plate made of is the main question this evening. And I have 3 winners for the challenge of 2 weeks ago of Demi, the reshape it nail together with the baby boom technique. And we have countries, we have, I believe, let me check, a German winner, a Dutch winner and a Swedish winner. So isn't that exciting? But you have to wait a little bit more for those winners, because now we first need to get started. And what makes this evening especially exciting and unique and special is the fact that Jaap is here tonight, together with Gillian in the back, doing the cameras, fixing the sound, and making sure that we can show you all that we want to show you this night. And this afternoon I was thinking to myself, but I forgot to ask Jaap, but I think that Jaap and I need to do a behind-the-scenes show for you, the English-speaking people or the international audience, about what happens behind the scenes of magnetic nail design. We did that show for the Dutch market, and I think we need to do that also for the international market. But not tonight, because tonight it's all about hybrid nails. Hello, José, welcome. Your first time in the International E-workshop, but definitely not your last time.
Well, hi Pepijn, and hello everybody. Nice that you're watching this show. Tonight I will show you a hybrid Fibercoat nail. And then the question is, can you make a longer nail with Fibercoat? Yes, you can. Make it hybrid. So I will use a lot of different products, and I will show you in a minute how. We prepared the natural nail already. So I will start first with the form placement. I use the high-tech nail forms. I really love them. So I remove the part that I don't need, because I will not create total length of the form. And then I will just take the middle part out of it and just stick it underneath with the sticky side up. That's when I close the form, I can use the sticky side to create a nice C-curve already. So first of all, I will measure and see if it's necessary to cut the form.
And of course, at any moment, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I will put them through for you to José. And José, Magda just loves your shirt.
Ah, thank you, Magda. So let's see. Well, this is a really beautiful natural nail. Normally, I have to cut it. Well, most times I have to cut it, but now it fits just nice. And let's see on the sides to the stress points of the natural nail where I have to cut my ears. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2.5. So I will cut the ears, and then I create a little bit more space for my fingertip.
We have many different countries watching. Of course, we have Armenia. Armenia is watching us. Indira from Bosnia. Nina from Slovenia. Valentina from Italy. Salvo is also watching from Italy, from Sicilia. Roberta from Italy. Gemma from Holland, of course. A Nail Talk Live without Gemma would definitely be impossible. Magda from the UK. Monica from Sweden. So we have many of you joining us, and that's great that you're here. And you say, did you ever think 15 years ago that we would be able to make a hybrid nail with 3 different types of products? Because actually that is what you're going to do today.
Yes, I am. Well, did I think about it? No, because in the past we used acrylics or we used gels and we just, keep it that way. But actually we already knew that we could combine them because maybe a few years later, Pepijn, I think we start to combine gel and acrylics already. But nowadays we just mix up everything. So I just cut the ears in my form. Let's check, see that I can remove a little bit on one side and then it's ready to place.
Aletta says in the comments, the many phases and countries of magnetic nail design. And as you will know, that is what Jaap always says, the many phases of magnetic. So that's an extra point for you, Aletta. Good evening, everybody, Cindy says. Nathalie Bernardi from France is watching as well, Anna Sucheka. And Magda is asking, what is the shape prepared for? Or what kind of shape are you going to make, I think?
Well, I'm in love with almond shape. So it will be a longer almond shape. So I will place my form just following the natural nail. If you look from the side, you can see, here it is. I just follow the shape of her natural nail, a little bit straight. I have to check it from the other side. If it's straight on her hand, just have to go out of screen a little bit. Yes, turn around. Thank you. And then I will close the form when I check every part that has to be correct.
You have to go a little bit more to the center of the screen because otherwise you go out of focus. In the meantime, also Maria Pop joined, Cerisa is there, Bianca Freigang, Wendy Roxanne Winkelman, Soraya is watching us. Those are members of our competition team. So for all of them, this is also very interesting because it's important to know how to place the form. I think you're going to make it slightly more modern because the form is opened at the back.
Yeah, I always want to create a little bit space to play with the position of my form. That gives me freedom. Because when I keep it closed, it will be typical classical nail. So for now, can I have, yes, thanks. You see that her natural nail has a really nice curve. It's not too over curved. So I just follow the line of her natural nail slightly straight. Not upwards for this nail, because then my lower arch will be out of balance. Okay. Then I will start to create the base of the nail with fiber gel clear.
So this is the traditional fiber gel. Fiber gel clear from the jar.
Yes, from the jar.
Okay,
and first
that's
I will
important.
apply bond, of course, and clean the nail with prep and wipe before I start with the fiber gel. But I really love fiber gel from the jar because it's a really steady gel and it does what I want him to do.
Magda is asking whether or not this is possible to do in any shape.
The fiber gel as
This
a base?
nail. The nail that you're going to make.
Oh, the nail that, yes, of course, of course. So, give your creativity free, how do I say that in English, Pepijn?
Free hand. Give
Free
your
hand,
creativity
thank you.
all freedom. Nadia Munk also joined from Denmark and she says, no one rocks nail shapes quite like José de Vroet and Natalia. And I agree with you, Nadia. Nice that you're watching as well. And also Cheryl just joined and says to all of us, good evening.
Well, hello, Nadia, and hello, Cheryl.
Did you apply nail form support underneath the form or did you fold it back? That's a question of Wendy.
Well, I did not. I will just take a form to show you. I did not flip this part over.
No.
But I removed the middle part and I stick it underneath here to create a little bit more strength in the form.
So no
So
nail
no
form
nail
support
form
today.
support for now. No, because high-tech nail forms are really strong paper. So as you can see already, it's a nice tapered shape. And for the nail that I will
Beautiful.
make, the C-curve is really nice already. Let's see if I can show you.
Yeah, on top shot, so hold it
Yes,
upward to the
yes.
camera.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
a deep C curve.
Yes.
That's smiling. I also see that Henriette just joined and she says, I love to work with high-tech forms. So satisfying to look at a perfect form fit perfectly to the natural nail. I agree, Henriette. And Joanna from Ireland is also joining. Hello, Joanna. And Aleid, another member of our competition team, is here. Maggie from Belgium also was wondering about the nail form support. Bianca is already translating. And Millie says, I love the high-tech forms.
Yes, me too.
So you first do an adhesion layer with your gel. So you're
Yes.
using the oval junior brush, I think, the
Correct.
small gel brush, and you really press the gel into the nail surface.
Yes. And then I will not cure this layer. I will just keep it wet. And I will start applying my extension. And I watched the show from Luelle last Monday, and she really had a great tip. So thank you, Luelle. I tried it the day after, and it really works. So I will just copy that a little bit to create the tip. But really important is that we keep this layer really thin, because there will be more, of course. And why do I choose for fiber gel and not power gel? Because my experience is that when you pinch the nail a little bit, and I use fiber gel as a first base layer, then I have a better pinch.
It
It
holds
stays- it stays in
holds the C
position.
curve better.
Yeah, and there's one step that I missed. So I will just, because I already create the other nails, and I know the length of my total nail, so I use the metal core with the lineal.
Yeah, ruler.
Ruler, thank you, to see where the end point of the nail will be, and it will be at 3 centimeters. So I have to go until 5. So I will just take an amount of fiber gel clear. I will start at the end of the nail.
So you start at the tip of the nail where you want the nail to end.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I will just move my product towards. It's actually like we work in a reverse technique. So when we make a nail bed elongation, and also with gel, we did it this way also, always. And that's what I saw. I saw that Luelle was applying the tip like this, and I thought, oh, let's try it if it works. And I thought, oh, that's nice.
But Luelle did it in 2 applications. You're doing it in 1 application?
Yeah, I will try to do it in 1.
Okay, that's good.
But if I need more gel, I can just add a little bit more, of course. It's no problem. That's also a big benefit of fiber gel. It just levels easily.
Talking about fiber gel, Samantha has a question for us all. Fiber gel is the gel if you have problems with the lifting or the durability of the nails, right? Because of medication, she has problems now. They won't last long. Well, Samantha, yes, fiber gel has great adhesion, but it is important that you really rub it into the natural nail as shown by José, because the composition of the natural nail, by chance also the subject of Derma Talk this evening later on, the composition of the natural nail is a different type of cell than the artificial nail that you apply onto it. So you really have to rub it into the nail surface. On average, the complications that arise from medication, the use of medication, take roughly 1.5 times the length of the treatment that you took. So suppose you have an antibiotic for 10 days, it can have an effect for about 15 days on the adhesion of the artificial product on the natural nails. But feel free to send me a personal message and I'll try to help you further. Did you try Seal and Protect, by the way? The cure for any lifting. Let's go back to José because I feel that she's ahead of me.
Yeah, well, I'm just finishing up the extension because it's quite longer nail, so I pay a lot of attention in this part because I want to have it as perfect as possible. So I will just create the lines, and when I create the line with gel, I always work from the end of the nail towards the stress point of the natural nail. Because if I work the other way, I will just remove my gel in this part, and that's the part where I need to build strength, and and where I need a connection. So when I correct it, I always go upwards. And of course, when you use clear, it's always more difficult to see. So I have to turn a little bit to the side to the other side.
You do your application because Maggie has a question. Is it possible to first rub in for adhesion a layer of rubber base into the natural nail before applying fiber gel? What is your opinion about that, José?
Rubber base, yes, I love rubber base. I always use rubber base when I have difficulties with adhesion with a client. That's actually the first thing that I try to combine with other products. So then I would do the adhesion layer with rubber base because rubber base has really is really flexible. So you create good adhesion to the flexible background of natural nail, and then you can build with the other product that you want to use.
So you're connecting the gel to the sidewalls of the nail on the lateral parts of the nail. Joanna is commenting that today she found an old nail magazine where it was said that the C-curve was actually the upper arch. So not the C-curve, but this is the C-curve, which is incorrect. I rarely, but still see older schools saying this, unfortunately. I quote Joanna. It would be great to show at the end, when your nail is finished, to show where the C-curve really is. Well, I've written it down for you, Joanna. If I forget, just remind me in the comments and I'll show it to you, absolutely. And to all of you watching. Sorry. I see that the nail is in the light, in the twin light. For how long do you cure the nail?
This layer I will cure for 30 seconds. That's enough because it's a really, really thin layer. And then I will go on to the next step, and that will be power gel. So I will use power gel white to create like a baby boom effect on the nail. So I will just take a little bit of prep and wipe in a dappen dish because I prefer to work from the dappen dish.
Amela also joined us from Bosnia, so hello Amela. I still am waiting for you for a nice topic for an international e-workshop. Don't forget me because I won't forget you. Otherwise I will get you in May to discuss what and when we will do it, Amela. And of course somebody else also joined. Susanna Mikkelsen says, hi everyone. Hello Susanna. And many people are commenting that they love the fiber gel from the jars. Well, we also love the fiber gels. And did you know that Magnetic Nail Design was actually the first nail company that created a fiber gel? And our fiber gels have very special and unique, almost top secret fiber particles that create a super thin, super durable, super strong, but flexible nail that is really durable. So I also love fiber gels. If you, in case you want to test the fiber gel, you can always connect to your local distributor and ask for a sample of the fiber gel. This is available in 4 colors, clear, pink, extender and white. And if you're closer to Holland, you can also reach out to me through Facebook Messenger and I will gladly send you a sample of fiber gel as long as you promise to give me feedback. Let's go have a look at José because fiber gel and now power gel, isn't that risky?
No, you can combine it perfectly together. So I will just work with the power gel on top of my fiber gel. I create my blend towards the natural nail. I will add nail art glitters and everything here. So I will not pay, well, I pay attention to the blend, but it doesn't have to be as perfect. But the most important thing is that it has to be flat. Because
can we have a look from side?
Yes.
Yes.
So this part here, it has to be flat. So you have to press it into the natural nail because there will be more on top of it. And if I keep a big line or a wall, then I will have difficulties and I will just ruin my nail when I start filing.
Okay, well, Sylvia is giving you a compliment about your English. It's excellent, she says.
Thank you.
Melinda is also watching from Sicily. Hello, ciao Melinda. Buonasera. Ha ha ha. And yeah, people are saying hello to everybody. And Mandy Stellingwerf is testing the fiber gel sample because I sent that to her yesterday. So I'm also curious to find out what your opinion is. But give it a little bit of time. You have to get used to a thinner application that is harder. A lovely baby boom, you say. Is it
Yeah.
important that the fading or the blending is perfect, or is it less important in this nail?
You can just read my mind because I just want to explain a little bit more. Because here you can see a little bit more transparency now. For the nail that I will do now, it doesn't matter because there will be Fibercoat white in the next step here. But if you want to create a baby boom, then you will just cover it with a pink color. Then it's important that you cover this part also with white. So I
Your
will just...
sound is a little bit making, but your little thread is on your antenna.
Ah, okay, thanks. So I will just bring my product to the end of the nail and create the extension edge.
Which brush are you using? Kobe is asking.
I use the Prestige acrylic number 10, and that's my favorite brush for acrylic, but also when I make longer nails with power gel. Because I can use the length of my hair, to take my product towards the end of the nail. And as you can see, you can keep it nice and equal.
Yeah. Magda is asking why you're using power gel here instead of, for instance, the fiber gel white, which is also available.
Good question, Magda. And of course, you can use any product of choice. If you prefer to work with fiber gel white, on this part you can. I choose for power gel now because of the product control that I have with power gel. As you can see, it's really easy to create the shape of the nail and to keep it there where it has to be. And fiber gel can be in this length. You can have more difficulties with the gel that runs to the side.
That is also where the hybrid nail originates from, trying to use the best qualities of the product at the optimum point in the surface for the best results. So a fiber gel is super hard, super strong, so as a base layer this is ideal because it protects the nail from underneath. Power gel is great to do blending and to building a structure, while for instance acrylic is super because you are able to create super sharp, crisp lines and have more coverage in thinner layers. So each and every product in the magnetic nail design range offers its own benefits and its own characteristics, and the hybrid nail is taking the best of all of these in one nail. I just wanted to point that out. And you can even color the fiber gel. As is said by Anja, she used 2 drops of gel polish to give the fiber gel its own specific color, which is a great idea. Thank you.
So now I want to cure the nail, but I also want to pinch it a little bit. So I will just cure it for 5 seconds because this is white. And then I will test if it's ready to pinch already. So don't start pinching immediately because you always have to test the product. Because when it's soft, yes, please, thank you. When it's too soft, then you will just ruin your nail because you will move the product. I will test it with the tweezer to press it, but I do it on both sides because when a client is into the light and the hand is a little bit more turned, then you can have the problem that one side is cured and the other side doesn't. So then I take my tweezer and I will just take a 45-degree angle, so make contact to the stress point of the nail and just follow the line of the nail that you create. And then I just pinch it softly. As you can see it's moving. If you wait too long and you are too late, and then it doesn't move anymore. Then you cannot pinch the nail. And I also squeeze my form a little bit more from underneath.
Marja actually just asked in the comments, do you pinch the nail or do you use the form for the C-curve? Well, Marja, here's your answer. Pinching it a little bit and then pushing the form in a little bit. But José is a perfectionist, so the sky is the limit when it comes to her. Tracy from South Africa is also wishing us a great evening from a beautiful and warm, very warm South Africa. Well, Tracy, here it's medium chilly. We had a lot of rain for the last couple of days, so I really feel connected. The rain we have here create the beautiful, dry, warm weather in your country. And all of the rest of the viewers are in between us, so we have warm and worse weather. Cheryl says, oh, I like this, what you're doing, José. And Soraya, also a member of the magnetic competition team, is stating, I love fiber gel, but I don't use it as often as I would love to, because power gel is just the easy choice. But I'm definitely planning on using it more often. It's another fun technique to be able to do. And Soraya, you can create super thin, thinner than thin nails. What are you doing now?
I'm just adding a little bit of my power gel white, and the reason I do that is because I first want to shape the nail with my file, and I noticed that I didn't have enough product here. So just to create a little bit more strength before I start filing the nail, I add a little bit more of power gel white. Just thank you. And then I will clean the nail. And then file the shape of the nail before I will apply the rest of my products.
You say you clean the nail. What do you mean with cleaning the nail? Do you need to do the prep now, or?
I will clean the nail with prep and wipe, and then I can start file it, because the power gel has a little bit sticky residue, so I have to remove that before I start filing. And of course I have to cure my product for 1.5 minutes now. Because then it's totally cured, and then I can start filing.
Okay, that's great, because that gives me the chance to tell you what the homework is for this evening's e-workshop with José. Take a close look. Apply 5 nails, that means 1 hand. Full set is also an option, of course. It's also an option to do it on 5 color pops with this specific hybrid technique and create the booming shell style. That will be shown a little bit later. So did you make a screenshot of that homework? Gil, let's take it back. 1, 2, 3, screenshot. Make sure that you know what your homework is. You can work on 5 nails or on 10 nails, that's an option, but you can also choose to work on 5 color pops. You have 2 weeks to create your homework. That means that the deadline is set on March 27th. Upload your homework using the link that you can find in the album in this group called Fiber to Love Hybrid Nails. If something needs improvement, Jessica will contact you and you will have another chance to participate. Do not forget to submit your homework in 4 step-by-step photos and 1 end result photo of your perfect design. If you do that, of course, you will receive your e-certificate that you can use to show your clients that you have mastered this technique. But you also have a chance to win this amazing prize. That means Fibercoat Pink, Fibercoat White, glass gel polish, metal inlay, and inlay shells. And those shells are from nature, beautiful shells that are used to create beautiful inlay nails. I actually love shells. So that's an amazing prize that you can win, and we will ship it directly to your door. In the month of March, I have more coming from you, and that is of course still 2 to go. Next week, Mia Marie is flying down from Sweden, and she will show us her stylish, milky designs. Unfortunately, I'm not here because I'm, together with Jaap and May, traveling towards Bologna, and I will show you some little videos next week of our trip. But Deborah will be here to do the presentation together with Mia Marie, and I will watch together with Jaap and May from the restaurant in Italy, as our tradition. And we're going to finish the month of March with Deborah, and Deborah will show us inlay color boom nails using Fibercoat. So that's also going to be a fun evening. More about discounts and the product of the month a little bit later, because I hear a file and we need to know what the file is doing. José, what is the file doing?
Yes, of course. So I cleaned the nail with prep and wipe, and now I will start perfectioning my shape, because I want to have a little bit more oval, a little bit more pointy. And at this length, the longer you go, the more tapered you can work with the nail. So I'm just creating the shape, but because this is a really long nail, I have to be aware that I support the nail.
Continue.
Sorry, that I support the nail in a good way, because when you won't, and you will just bump the nail with your file or something, then the chance is that you will break the nail. And of course, you can also damage the natural nail. We don't want to do that, so you have to be really careful.
So many people are looking forward to making a chance to win the great prize. And people are really jealous of Tracy with 40 degrees tomorrow. And people are asking, come to us, send a little bit of summer our way. Lindsay McCarthy just tuned in and she says, hello everybody, sorry I'm late. Well, you're forgiven, but make sure that you watch this whole show because this hybrid nail was made with clear fiber gel, and now has a coat of power gel white on it. And this is just the beginning, Lindsay. And for all of you, this is going to be super exciting. And Tanya is asking, darf man sie auch kürzer machen? My German is bad, but in other words, can it also be created shorter? Yes, you can also make a shorter salon version of this nail. The hybrid technique is what is key to get your homework, to make your homework, and to get your certificate. What is the grit that you're using?
I'm using 180 grit because it's not a really thick layer. Let's show from the other side. As you can see, it's quite thin still. And of course, it's power gel and gel. So 180 grit is more than enough to file it. Because when you use 150, you have the chance that you go too fast. And of course, you can make it on shorter nails, any shape you want, and also in different color combinations, different variations on what I will show you tonight. And let's see. So then I will check the thickness of my nail, and I see that one side is has a little bit more product than the other side. Of course, that's my easy side because I'm right-handed, so I always have more product on this side. So I will carefully, also really carefully, using the end of my file, shaping it a little bit before I start applying the other products. It's better to do it before, because I will cap the nail later, and then, well, you don't have the possibility to correct this step.
As José is mentioning, she's going to cap this nail later on. So this is the base of the nail. Keep that in mind. This is the base of the nail. So be very careful when you file this base layer because it's very thin, and we still need to have the curvature because the nail also appears quite flat at the moment. But that is because this is the base for the next step in our design.
Yeah, you can also hear it when I'm filing. The sound that the file creates is because the nail is so super thin. I don't know if you hear it at home, but...
Yeah, and you also use, well, now you're using longer file movements, but just now you also use the somewhat shorter file movements.
Yes, like this, I will be really careful, make short movements, that I don't have the risk that I will go too far, ending with my file, and then just like bumping the nail. And I also remove the shine a little bit here, the first layer, to create adhesion with the next layers.
Elvira is asking in the comments if you always choose the plastic core for this step instead of the metal core.
Good question, Elvira. Well, actually, that's also personal preference. And normally I file with metal core, but for this step, yes, I use plastic because it's more light. So I don't have the risk that I press too hard or that I just use the weight of my file and then damage the nail or this step of the nail.
Good. It already turns out beautiful. It's a beautiful nail. I wish we would be able to wear nails this thin in real life. Gemma is saying in the comments, the filing technique. I dream of the filing technique because of José. High, low, and high, and towards the nail, and towards the cuticle. And Henriette says she loves the metal file. Yes, I had to get used to the metal file because it's a lot heavier in my hand, but I agree, it is great for sharp, thin lines. And Grazia is also watching us from Italy. Hello, Grazia. Nice that you're also watching. And Camilla from Denmark. Hello, Camilla. Nice that you're joining us tonight. So we're really international this evening, which is really fun. And José says, are you talking about the Flessen technique, the bottle technique? I don't really know what you mean with that. And Wendy also prefers the metal core. Pernilla says the sound that you can tune into a sound if silent or scream if you're not careful. That's a little bit of an enigmatic comment, Pernilla. Please explain. Of course, we have to end in an upward moving, as Melanie is saying to Gemma, so that is absolutely correct. And Susie really knocked that one in there, is a comment made by Sandra. And Evelyn Reder is also watching us. Hello, Evelyn, nice that you're also joining us. And Sylvia is asking whether or not you file in an X shape, Jose.
Well, I don't pay attention to that now because I'm just correcting this layer, and I will file it afterwards again.
Of course, when you have a higher apex.
Yes, of
because
course.
then you have to go over it, creating the X shape.
Yes, and now I'm just correcting little parts. So I will check it from all sides. So I have to turn the hand, and I always just bend the finger a little bit. Let's see if I can. And I will just look over the nail. Can we see?
Yeah, what do you want to show?
Like this.
Yeah.
So from this side, you just look over the nail, and I check the thickness because I want to build. So I want to have an evenness in the nail. And then I see a little bump here. I will just remove it, and then I will go on to the next step. So I will just clean the nail again, clean the hand and the nail, and take prep and
Thanks to Magda, I understand the comment of Pernilla, because Magda is explaining she thinks she meant it's a sound of filing a super thin product that can turn into the sound of a scream if you break the nail. Been there, done that. Trust me, been there, done that. So be careful and make sure that you don't hit that very tip of the nail. Thank you for explaining, Magda. That international language is really going everywhere. Sabine says she loves both cores, but she always recommends her students to use the plastic core because it's sweeter for the nail. And with the metal core, she has the experience that students may file a little bit too much of the nail. So that's a good comment from you, Sabine. Thank you. So what are you doing?
So for the next step, I make a mixture of Fibercoat white with a little bit of magic pigment silver. And this is a pigment color from the box that we had with the 12 colors. And of course you can use different shades if you want, just create your own design. But I mix it with silver. So I will just add a little bit in the middle part of the nail here. And then I will create a baby boom effect towards the white, but I will not cover the complete white part with my mixture. So it's just adding a little bit of color and glitter. So I take a small amount because Fibercoat white is a little bit thinner. I will add here, and I take a little bit more.
So this mixture already was mixed with the silver?
With the silver, yeah. I hope you can see it on the screen.
Oh yeah, I see.
It starts to get a bit shiny. And then just divide the product from left to right. Also keep this layer thin. It's just to add color and glitter.
And this also is why the fading of the baby boom white, the power gel white, was not that super important.
Exactly. I will just take my brush, Jessica's Choice, and I will just fade away a little bit towards nail
Magda
plate.
is asking in the comments, how much pigment did you mix into your mixture? Roughly.
Just a little bit. I just take the tip of my spatula, and then I think the point, like this part, and I add it, start mixing, and if I need more, I add a little bit more, but I will not use too much. Because this is really, the pigments are really pigmented, how you say it, Pepijn. The color is visible quite quickly, the glitter. So you don't
you always
need
have to be
lot.
careful not to use too much pigment added into your light curing products, because this can also block curing and cause problems. So use just a little bit for effect. Everything you do in the nail needs to have a purpose and a reason, and we never want to judge the durability of the nail by mixing in too much. So you're blending now with Jessica's
Choice, yes.
Is that easier than using, for instance, an ombre brush?
Yeah, for this, thank you. For this step, it's it's just enough to use a small brush. I tried it with ombre, but then I removed my Fibercoat a little bit too quickly, and I didn't want that, so that's why I choose for a smaller one. So now you can see I just let it fade it here towards the white, but the tip of the nail is still just power gel white.
Yeah, beautiful. Katerina Pieper is asking, I have weak, short, brittle nails. Would the best option to extend my nails be using the fiber gel because of the flexibility, or would you suggest something else? Well, Katerina, the question is, what type of product do you feel comfortable with? Because if you have short, very weak, brittle nails, you have to work with a product that you are feeling really confident with. But in general, fiber gel is a really strong and durable product, so it's really great to also work on short, brittle nails. But be careful not to make the nails too long, because you'll need the natural nail just to be a little bit healthy, stronger of itself, to maintain the long nail. Otherwise, the risk of it tilting is there. If you need more help or information, just send me a private message and I will come back to you. Sylvia says, beautiful. I will put these pigments on my wish list for my birthday, the 7th of April. Yes, it's almost your birthday, Sylvia. I know. And Lily moest know, of course I mean Susie, is offering us in the comments, you can also use standard builder gel white because that has a more porcelain color. But you could also use, for instance, blush ivory. For now, I want to go to something very exciting that's coming up. On the 6th, 7th and 8th of April, you can go to any of our distributors worldwide to shop magnetic nail design products with a nice 20% discount. On these days, we will also launch all of the new products in the magnetic nail design range, but these products will not have a discount on them. So you can shop your trusted products and restock all of your stock and get to know the new products and introduce your clients to the new products. On the 3rd of April, we will have a special e-workshop, an international e-workshop, introducing all of you to all of these new products. And Jessica and Cerisa will be here showing you different techniques that you are able to do with these products. Now that is exciting. Worldwide magnetic discount days on the 6th, 7th and 8th of April. Put it in your schedule, put it in your calendar, go to your local distributor, ask them what they're organizing, whether it's only online, perhaps they have a special workshop that you can attend, go there. The month of March, of course, is the Fibercoat month. That is also why we're now using a lot of Fibercoats. The Fibercoats are available in 5 beautiful shades, and for the whole month of March you can shop these with 20% discount in Holland, but also outside of Holland. If you ever need to find out where your most close or your local distributor is, don't hesitate to send me a message and I will help you to the best that I can and escort you to the correct distributor. I hear some filing happening, so if I check my notes, I know that this is the moment that we can do something else, hey José, isn't it?
Yes, we can, but I can also work on, so if you need time, let me know, then I will just fix it, because I don't know what I had tonight, but I had a really bad eye, because my nail was quite long, and longer than the rest of the nail, so I just corrected a little bit in length, corrected a little bit in shape, and then I will go on to the next step. So of course I clean the nail, so then I will apply bond a little bit now on the natural nail area. And then I will start with my inlay. I choose for mirror inlay, because look how shiny this is. And I really love this rosé gold color. So I will
love it.
Yes, it's really beautiful. I will apply a little bit of base and top just to put my inlay glitter in, and then they can cure together.
Alexandra is asking, which bond are you using? What is the bond that you're using?
For now I used soft bond primer, but it actually doesn't matter which bond that you use. You can also use gel polish bond or blush primer, whatever you prefer.
Soft bond primer is a non-acidic priming agent that helps to prevent lifting from artificial product of the natural nail. So we use bond, especially when you're working with power gel, as an extra fail-safe layer to ensure proper adhesion. And you can also use gel polish bond, which is made specifically to go underneath gel polish, or blush primer. All of them do not contain acids. And I already see beautiful mirror inlays happening over there.
Yeah, they are really beautiful and shiny. So I also will just, like a baby boom effect, blend it towards the white. And I will end here with smaller parts of the glitter. Just divide it. And here is my head always spinning, because I always have that thing in my head that I want to have it perfectly equally divided, but of course it has to be just glitter everywhere. So I don't have to be think as difficult, and then just fading away the smaller particles.
Anna is asking, which glitter are you using now? These are the mirror inlay glitters, the mirror inlay particles. And we have them in a couple of colors, and these are the rose gold. Lovely, aren't those? Aren't these? I just love them. And Alexander says, Magnetic has the most beautiful glitters and shiny things. Well, we love shiny things. My life motto is, when in doubt, add glitter. Magda says, missed that, sorry, is it the Fibercoat, the wet layer under the glitter? What was the wet layer under the glitter that you used to adhere the glitter with?
Magda, for now I used base and top, because I want to keep it thin around the cuticle area. And Fibercoat, of course, has a higher viscosity, and I have to build more on the nail, so I prefer to use base and top. Then I will take shells.
Oh, here they come. The gift from the sea.
It's really beautiful, and the effect on the nail is so cool. I use 3 colors, the dark bluish purple, then the purple and the light pink. But as you can see, there are big particles. So I will just take out what I need, and then I will just break it. I will just do the tip of my tweezer and just press it, and then make smaller parts of it.
And these are all natural shells. These are very thin, although the parts are relatively big, so it's super easy to break them. Just take what you need and put the rest back in your jar, because these shells really make any inlay nail shine like a polished gemstone, as it were.
So now you can see that I have different small particles. Because shells are completely flat, you can break them, but you cannot bend them. I have to be careful when I use it as an inlay, that I have to keep in mind that it doesn't stick out above. So I will use standard builded gel clear.
So for Wendy is asking, the base and top that you use to adhere the mirror inlay particles with, you cured that.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, Wendy, I cured it, because if I didn't cure, my glitters will be moving all the time. So I just set it here, so this is stuck to the nail, it's cured, and then I can go on with the rest of my design. I will take a small amount of my clear, standard builded gel clear, and I will just add a little bit to adhere the shells. Because I don't want to work in thick layers when I work with inlay, because I will cover the nail later on with my product. I will cap it. So I will just add it, and then I will go start with the shells.
Oh, you're taking them with your tweezer?
Yes, I'm picking them up with my tweezer.
Oh, okay.
How would you do it?
Oh, with the brush?
Yeah, I tried, but it wasn't. They just fell off.
Oh, that's
so
also
I thought, well, I will use my tweezer to do it. So everybody has his own way.
Bianca says in German, Muschelsplitter here in Drei Farben. So she's talking about the shells, the Muschelsplitter. That sounds really like a science fiction movie. I have to remember that Muschelsplitter. Probably pronounce it wrong, but I will ask Jaap what the proper explanation is. Oh, okay, it's okay. And Sylvia is saying, even my hobby is taking English this evening, is talking English this evening. Well, that's fun, Sylvia.
So be careful on the sides. So keep a little bit of space here, because if I apply the shell too far towards the cuticle here, then I can have problems when I start filing the nail. I will overfile it and I will remove my design again. This is quite big part, so a little bit smaller.
Magda is asking, would you apply a thicker layer of gel to dip shells fully? So a thicker layer on the nail to really push the gel in the mass push the shell into the mass of the gel. Would that be an option, or are you afraid that then the nail will be too thick in the end?
Yeah, I'm afraid that it will be too thick, and I love really thin nails, as thin as possible. And of course, on this length, we need strength and we need durability. So I tried different things. I also tried to apply it in Fibercoat, but then they also were a little bit more coming up. Do I say it like that, Pepijn? So after testing, for me, this works the best. So let's see from the side, because you can see the differences in height already, because we have different particles.
Susie is explaining that the Muschelsplitter is the shine of pearls from oysters. Well, that sounds even more beautiful, Susie. But you're so prosaic. It's almost like listening to Shakespeare in love when you talk. Beautiful, you say. I love this. And I also see in the comments people find it beautiful, and they love the combination of the different colors of glitter that are still in the same family of colors. It gives us a shattered effect.
Yes, I really like it too. So I think this will be my last part, and then I will check from all sides again if it doesn't have too much height to cover, if it doesn't give me problems with capping the nail, and then add a little part here at the end. Let's break this one.
Yeah, and I don't want to tease you because I know there's a next step after this, but you need to cure this, of course, and you have to wait for the next step, you say, because I want to take our viewers into the world of the composition of the natural nail. Wendy Fink was here to create Dermatalk, especially for you, our international viewers, and I feel that we've all been waiting for the next Dermatalk. So enjoy, and in a couple of minutes we'll be back with the next step. So don't go away.
Hi and welcome to Dermatalk, your place to go to if you want to know everything about the anatomy and the pathology of the nail. Last week we talked about the matrix, and this time we are going to talk about the nail plate, because that is what the matrix produces. The nail plate is a really like a kind of checkerboard made all of cells. They're all aligned. We have a lot of crosslinks, very much different cells. Let's look at how it's built up. Here we see one nail plate cell produced by the matrix, but we know the matrix does not exist of only one cell. It is a lot of cells aligned next to each other. And the matrix makes sure that all these cells are connected to each other. When they are connected to each other, he starts with making another line of these nail cells and puts them forward and also connects them together. This makes one layer of nail plate. But we do not only have one layer of nail plate. No, we have layer on top of layer, on top of layer, on top of layer, on top of layer, and so on. So our nail plate is a really difficult construction of all types of nail plate cells that are aligned next to each other, connected next to each other, but also in front of each other and also on top and downwards of each other. So it's really big, kind of pancake, as we always say, with all kinds of connections in between. But how are these nail plate cells connected? Let's take a good look. I've brought a great picture of Mr. Dokshun. This is really zoomed into a nail plate cell, actually 2 cells, and you can see the first nail cell over here. It's like a big claw, and the other nail cell is on the downside of it. So you see 2 nail cells, and like fingers, they are really connected into each other, having the kind of same shape, but they are also like glued together, stick together with an anchor knot. This is like a nail inside your nail, if you can follow me. So this anchor knot makes sure that these 2 nail cells are really connected to each other and they cannot loosen up. But there's also another trick that the nail plate has, and these are called the desmosomes. And we see them over here, and it runs like a stitched line between those 2 cells, and they function like some kind of glue, but also like stitching. Because when you look inside those desmosomes, which are really like tiny tunnels, you will see this fiber going in, and you can see they're all tiny fiber lines getting on the outside like claws, and they take the one nail cell and the other nail cell and connect them really, really strongly together, just like if you would have stitched 2 of those nail cells together. So those nail plate cells are not just loosened up cells, no, they are really connected using the anchor knot and using the desmosomes, making it a really dense and really hard plate.
Yeah, it's always super interesting to hear everything Wendy Fink has to offer and tell us. And I already saw in the comments of Marja, Wendy is our Wikipedia when it comes to everything to do with Dermatalk. Armine, you were asking in the comments, because your client is asking you if she can also create the homework using gold foil instead of shells. That's totally okay. We understand that not everybody in the whole world can have the whole range of magnetic nail design products. So that's totally okay for your clients to use gold foil. Super exciting, and I'm wondering what she will create. Agnes says, I think I'm really gonna love this, Jose. Thank you, Wendy. Magda says, really good explanation, Mia Marie says. So interesting, thank you. Thank you for the educational show. Thank you. And Pernilla asks, isn't it a problem to have the shells as close to the cuticle? Was thinking they are too hard and can make it easier to get lifting. Well, that's a good question, Pernilla.
That's a really good question, but if you take a closer look, then the shell will stop here. So this part will be my cuticle area where I create my the connection to the natural nail. Yeah. So as you can see, I have a glass gel polish here on my paper palette. I used fuchsia. Why do I choose to use glass gel